Now, good morning, and how are you, faithful? Captain Niner coming to you with your Captain and Coffee report for the 1st of April. Happy April Fool's Day. Keep your heads up. Make sure you guys don't get pranked on anything today. All right, let's go ahead and get into what we got for the news for today. All right, so coming out of the annual owners slash coaches meetings and all that kind of stuff going down, an excuse for rich people to get together and hang out. We have a quote from Nick Wagner talking about the Brock Purdy and 49ers negotiations. GM John Lynch was asked whether it was realistic to expect quarterback Brock Purdy to play for $5 million this season if a deal does not get done. And basically, Lynch said, "I think we're going to get a deal done. That's what I believe." Lynch says that it's not too optimistic to think a deal with Purdy could be done by the start of off-season program in a couple of weeks, as in that's a possibility, though by no means guaranteed. Again, I get this done, guys. Seriously, let's get to the table, figure this shit out, and let's get it done and over with. Always drawing out these contracts to to the start of training camp, anything like that. Just get it done. I don't understand this front office's idea of trying to play hardball for every single little thing. It makes no sense. Either just pay Brock or move on from him. There's no reason to play hardball with it. It's a simple. Do you want Brock as your quarterback? If not, if you do, pay him at least fair value market. Make it to where it's he's going to be able to make some money off it to where it's fair to him, and what he's done so far for the team and his productivity versus other people, who've done less and or more compared to him. And granted, now take that. There's not many quarterbacks who've done more than him. So obviously he's got to get paid more than, at least similar to those who have done less. So again, just get it fucking done, people. Seriously. It's gone on way too long. It's getting stupid at this point. Just pay the kid his money. All right. And then in a part probably, and I know a lot of us will argue back and forth about whether or not we should pay Purdy. One thing I'm pretty sure that we all agree on as the faithful is that Jake Brendel's got to go. I mean, am I right? If there's one thing that'll bring us together, it's that we have to have a new center going into next season. And then this is a quote from Lynch, also at the owners' meeting. "We like our right tackle." Speaking of Colton McKivitz, I actually like McKivitz well. He plays pretty fine. "We like our center," Lynch said. "Left guard, we have some candidates in-house right now. But will we look to add in the draft? Certainly. How do you like your center? Your center is horrible. Your center spends more time on his ass than he does actually doing anything in the game. How can you say that?" Like I said, I agree. Right tackle McKivitz is nowhere near as bad as most of the faithful try to make him out to be. He's actually quite serviceable for being, you can't pay all-star money to everybody. McKivitz does a pretty good job for what he does out there. Left guard, yep, I would like to see Barch get that opportunity to start, but depending on who we draft, there's a couple of options out there. Could we get someone like a Calvin Banks or a Donovan Jackson? Those guys are actual options that we could get that could possibly be better than Ben Barch. But I think Ben Barch is definitely would be serviceable going forward. And his left guard, we have some candidates. Yeah, but yeah. And then obviously with left tackle, we don't have to worry about Trent. And then right guard with Pooney, we don't have anything to worry about. But saying that you're okay at center, I don't get it. Unless he's talking about Matt Hennessy, Drake Nugent, or one of those guys, maybe, or Nick Zakelj at center, maybe. I would understand the fact that you think that, those guys are fine. Okay. You're fine at center when everybody knows who you're talking about, being it, Jake Brindle, you're not fine at center. I mean, it's just of all your starters, he's the worst starter you have. If you do one thing to improve your team every year, you get rid of the worst starter in the team. That's got to be Brendel. There's nobody else who was a worse starter from the team from last year. So yeah, him saying that, that's just drives me absolutely crazy. All right. Also, other topics of note at the meetings, the owners' meetings topics is the tush push. We're gonna push it out of the way. We're gonna tush push it back. I don't mind the tush push. Find a way to stop it, or use it yourself. I think those are the only two options you have right now. Either find a way to stop it, or use it yourself to the effect of how like the Eagles use it. So I don't think necessarily that play should be banned. I think people should figure out how to stop it. I don't necessarily know how to stop it, but that's not on me to figure out. So also gaining momentum, a lot of things is 18 games. We're going to be within the next 5 years. We're going to get 18 games. I don't like 18 games. I wish it'd go back to 16. I thought 16 was the perfect balance of having, with the bye and then, the amount of times you're playing your conference versus out of conference. I thought it throws it all out of whack. And with 17 games, and it just gets worse with 18 games. If we go to 18 games, does that mean I think each team should get 2 buys? How do we put in, an extra buy in every week? Now we're only going to get 2 preseason games. And I know a lot of people don't like the preseason games. So they don't mean a lot, but some of these guys got to get an opportunity to play. Are we going to put more emphasis on like the UFL or anything like that? To where that some of that and get to look at some of these guys before. So we'll see how that goes. New uniform policy. So right now you are allowed to use an alternate uniform 3 times a year. This is going to be going now. The policy is it's actually been approved. This one hasn't already. They said they were going to approve it. It's 4 times a year. I can't wait to see more of the white ones. I love the white ones. I got nothing wrong with our home ones, but the white ones just look so clean. As long as we do not use those all black uniforms, terrible looking. You could not convince me that those are good looking uniforms. I mean, why do they just look like your college uniform? Or Arizona already had their maroon and black. Why are we trying to look like Arizona? Now, if we had some gold on there somewhere, okay, now we're talking. You add like some gold trim around the numbers and some gold stripes here and there. Okay, now I'm good. But just the straight red and black, no. And a new one that I absolutely hate, probably more than anything else, is that the NFL is considering letting them flex games Thursday night with 21-day notice. This is mostly going to be towards the end of the season when there's obviously you want to get a prime time game between 2 teams in the playoffs versus maybe 2 teams not in the playoffs kind of a situation. So for 3 weeks notice, they can flex that game out of Sunday night into Thursday. Again, I absolutely hate this. The players say they don't mind it, and most of them say that it doesn't affect them, but it does. Injury stuff pops up, especially if it's in the later. You have more people with already injured, their body's worn down. I asked to play another. You can only get back once, but still, I hate this. I hate everything about Thursday night. I think the only time we should do Thursday night games are the beginning of the year, and then Thanksgiving, and maybe Christmas, depending on when. Other than that, no Thursday night games on TV. That's ridiculous. And also, ladies and gentlemen, here is a little calendar. I will be posting it up everywhere of what we're going on. Obviously, we got today and tomorrow. We've got the meetings. Next Monday, new coaches are about to begin their OTA programs. And then on the 25th is when everybody else is allowed to start their off-season training. And then obviously, we have the draft 24th and 26th. All right, everybody, please make sure you use the link in the description. You'll get 10% off your order of best energy drinks out there. The Goat Fuel Energy. Today, as far as Ninerfaithfu radios, it will be on at 4:30, not 9, 4:30 this afternoon. And we will be going over people we like in the draft for the 49ers as far as offensive line and tight end is concerned. All right, faithful, that's all I got for you today. So go ahead and Tuesday's ads, and we will see you this afternoon. And if not, tomorrow morning, 5 for 1 love.